We are here.
We go.
We are here. There we go.
I couldn't hear you, man. I couldn't hear you, my brother.
We back.
Friday night edition.
Friday night edition, man. Talk That Talk podcast. Friday night edition. We had to record early because Reasons is out here getting this referee on. Getting this referee on, but we want to welcome you back to another edition of Talk That Talk podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host, my brother. Oh man, y'all already know the introduction is already long, man. Introduce yourself. It's Friday night. We on a time crunch right now. Well, introduce yourself, big dog.
Hey man, it's your boy Mr. Too Many Reasons himself out here, Kobe Reasons. Got my Angels on in the background.
Yeah, man, my Dodgers lost today. We was 8-0.
Y'all lost today?
Yeah, we was 8-0.
Damn.
It's all
not
good.
The Dodgers.
Hey, we can't win them all, you know. We started off.
Yeah, man, I just watched last night.
You know.
It's so crazy, Bake, that because I'm coaching softball,
yeah,
how much I'm so much more invested into baseball.
Yeah.
And like I'm just watching baseball, like a lot.
Yeah. No, that's good. Baseball. We almost came back. We lost by one. It was a close game.
Yeah, I mean, last night I caught myself watching the rest of the game. Got to see Ohtani's walk-off live.
Yeah.
You feel me? Right when it happened. You feel me? Watched Max Muncy, hit a little double and an eighth to get y'all right where y'all need to be. So it's just cool, man. Just watching a lot of baseball now that I'm coaching softball. Just bought the show.
What, the
really
MLB?
Really Prize Picks bought the show because I hit last night on Prize Picks.
Yeah, that's good. That means we can play. I don't know what. It's not a lot of stuff you can do, but we can play against each other. But I think you can play 3v3 against somebody. Like somebody pitch, somebody, and then when we and somebody play the outfield, but we all hit when it's our turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's a 3v3 mode.
Oh wow,
I do.
That's dope. If MLB didn't pull that off.
Yeah, it's a 3v3. Your team.
Yeah, man.
Against their team.
Yeah, I bought the show, man. I didn't buy it last year. This year I'm gonna find more time to get in it. But yeah, man. I usually buy baseball. Baseball is one of those games
you gotta buy.
I like to play when everybody go to sleep.
Yeah. It's a good game though. Let me see. I'm just trying to check audio right now. Talk real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are live. We good, chat. Last week Reasons was low and I didn't know what was going on because you sound good in my ear, but for some reason you was low. But now we good. I figured it out. We know exactly where you're going to be. For level reasons why when we no point intended. I said level reasons. Yo, you know what happened? I went to a professional bull riding, man.
Oh, you went to a PBR?
Yeah.
How was that?
You ever felt like you went to the movie Get Out?
Yeah, definitely.
Get Out. It was like that. It was probably I can count by 10 brothers in there on my hand, and I was one of them. You know
was there any brothers bull riding?
No. No brothers bull riding. Maybe somebody mixed, but no brothers. And
one of my teammates got his certification,
Hey man, that's what's up.
and he black.
You
He a
you
brother.
you know what's crazy when you know you not in the right place is when everybody looking at you like you ain't in the right place. You know,
Yeah.
because
Like,
I didn't know that bull riding was like cowboys hats, like
so you
boots, and
so
I ain't
you
got
you
no
was out
boots or
you
no
was in a you
cowboy
was a,
hats.
so you was out there in a hoodie and
Yeah, I was. I was.
you at
I
least supposed
was.
to
I
look the
was.
part, Bake.
No, man, I was out there. I was out
Ah,
there
yeah. You
hiding.
gotta show up at least looking the part.
Bro, I saw some brothers in there with some cowboy. I said they faking the funk, man. They couldn't even look, man. I'm not buying no $150 boots and no $100 hat for no 2-hour event. Like, nah, I'm good.
Nah, you see when you buy that, it become an investment. That means you gotta wear it.
Yeah, I'm not doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I probably won't go to another bull bar, but it was very vicious. Them bulls, it's
yeah.
crazy. I was wondering, I asked myself, why the bulls be wilding like that? And I guess what happens is they tie a little rope against their little Johnsons. You know what I'm saying? So they like, no, real talk. Like the reason why they're going crazy like that because the thing is tied on their little John Johns, and they like trying to get it off, so they kick it and kick it and kick it. So I never knew that. I never knew why the
Me
bulls
either.
do that. That's crazy.
You just go
Yeah,
neuter the book.
because I
Oh
didn't get
my
it. I
god.
was like, because usually, the bull. Why would they jump like that? If because you riding them, like I
Whoa, Paul.
pause. But I'm just saying, like, why would they go crazy? They be going crazy. Like somebody got stumped on, somebody had a
Oh,
concussion, and then somebody dislocated their shoulder. I said, bro,
oh.
this ain't it. This ain't for me, dog. Like, bring some indoor football or something. I watched that. I don't. But the intro was crazy. But anyway, man, we want to welcome you guys to another edition, man. I just went off on a tangent with the Bulldog. But on to some first news. We ain't getting to the drama yet.
Okay.
yet. No drama yet.
This,
No.
this this is gonna be a good episode because this episode covers sports,
Yeah.
but it covers sports differently
Yeah.
than we've been doing it
Yeah.
before. So I'm looking forward to this
It's gonna be
episode.
gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real
Yeah,
interesting.
looking forward
First
to it.
off, we got to start off with the Final Four. Shout out to South Carolina.
Yeah, they in.
They already in
at
that thing. South Carolina is in that thing. They are in
it.
that
And
thing.
UConn is in control,
In control. Wait, UConn beating UCLA?
beating the dog stuff out of UCLA right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the Husky over there beating up the Bruin. Just poop, poop, bop, bing, bing, bop, bop,
Dang,
bing.
that's tough. What's the
They up
score?
20,
What?
22
In the what?
in the second half. They up 50-29, 4 minutes left in the third. I was watching
What
it, but
happened to UCLA?
hey, listen, turnovers. They just and it's not even that UConn was been forcing turnovers,
Is UCLA
just
mental
like
lapse?
just mental lapses.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
then the turnovers is turning into transition buckets.
Man, don't let me find
Or
out they trying to let that girl get a chip before she leave now. If they end up beating South Carolina like that, which I don't think they will. I think South
Nah.
Carolina about to do it again.
yeah.
They
I mean,
they
hey.
dynasty. But anyway, let's talk about some Final Four.
Yeah.
We got some Final Four stuff. So we already know the girls is almost done. UCLA is losing. South Carolina's in there. It's looking like a UConn, South Carolina, kind of end deal. How do you feel about the girls? Who do you think going to win if UConn and South Carolina go?
Well, in my bracket, I picked UConn to win it.
Oh, you
I
got
had
UConn.
UConn winning. Yeah, I had UConn beating South Carolina in the championship. And right now it's looking good. So I'm going to stick with what I had in the ship. I just think it's Paige's time. The young ladies went through a couple of ACL surgeries
So
and
redemption.
bounced back.
I ain't mad at it.
And she's scheduled to be the number 1 overall pick in the WNBA draft in a couple of weeks, which is crazy when you think about it, right? Like for the women's, they basketball season end in college,
Yeah.
and then they right back hooping professionally in about a 3-week span.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like it ain't no time off. So that's why Caitlin didn't play an Unrivaled because you got to think about it. She really didn't have no time off from November to November.
I like
Damn near
that little
out.
3v3 on Rival, by the way.
It was nice. I feel like I didn't watch as much of it as I needed
Because there's a
to.
lot of stuff on right now. It's hard
Yeah.
to, it's
So
hard to
I
watch.
feel like next year. I think I'm a tap in a tad bit more. But shout out to Angel Reese and her squad, being the first champs, and Angel Reese winning Defensive Player of the Year and Unrivaled. Another accolade in her book, as
Shout
everybody
out to
continues
Angel.
to hate.
Shout out to They always find something to hate on her about, but hey, she winning.
They be finding stuff,
I
man.
don't
No matter.
understand. So you got, I think South Carolina dominant. So this will be what, 5 championships in what is it, 6 years?
4.
4
What you mean if
championships?
they win?
If they
Or
win,
if they make
it's what?
I think it'd be 4 and 7, if I'm not mistaken.
4 and 7 years. I thought they won like 3. They lost and then they won, came back and won.
Because they never went. I think they only went back.
How many championships?
They haven't. I don't think they went back to back.
They did.
I think they kept winning. They had win and lose, win
So-
and lose, win and lose.
No, I thought they went back to back and then they lost
I
because
don't
they were
know,
trying to
Baker.
go for the 3-peat.
I remember somebody saying ain't nobody went back to back since UConn did it.
Yeah, they did. Let me see. They won it in let me see, hold on. South Carolina. Hold on, chat. You know, we ain't got it like Nightcap where we can
Or we talk to the producers
yeah,
and they feed us
they figure it
stats.
out. Yeah, we ain't got that yet. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Basketball championships. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. They won it in. Oh, okay. Yeah, they did. They did go back to back. Wait. Oh no. They won 2017. They won 22. Oh, and then they won 24. This is a chance to go back to back. I could have sworn they won back to back. They just they must have got there. Yeah, because they went undefeated last year. They went 38-0 last year. They didn't lose. Okay. I think they're going back to back. I know UConn's playing hell of a basketball right now. They've been balling.
They on a mission, boy.
They on a mission, but I think that South Carolina is still them dogs. I think they're going to get it done. I think they're going to find a way to get it done like they always do. You know, they beat the team that beat them in the season. And then now they about to play, I believe, UConn. They didn't play UConn in the season, but
They
I think
did play UConn, and UConn ran that ass in South Carolina.
Yeah, and I think
UConn, UConn.
Because they lost to UConn and they lost to UCLA too, I think.
Yeah, I forgot who else they
and
lost.
Texas.
So I know
Texas.
I know when they played UConn at South Carolina, UConn had them looking like a NAIA team.
Okay. Well, they beat Texas by 20 tonight, and Texas beat them last time by a lot. So I don't know. I'm going with South Carolina. I love what UConn doing. It's a great story for Paige. 2 ACL injuries to come back and potentially win a chip before you go to number 1 pick is a Cinderella story. You can't book it any better. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up winning. But I think South Carolina gonna find a way. I think they will.
Hey, listen.
Now for the fellas, for the boys.
Yeah. The brotherhood, baby.
All number ones. Hey, the last time it was number 1 was 2008. So in what? So many years in San Antonio. So in so many years, we've only had this twice. That's crazy.
Crazy work. But I mean, if you look at it, these have been the top 4 teams all year.
Yeah. Imagine if the girls would have had Final Four. That would have been the first time in history that all number 1s for both brackets win.
I think so.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been yeah.
That would have been crazy. You know what I wonder? Like, where are the girls playing at?
The girls are in Tampa.
You know what I wish? And I know it's tough.
Everybody played in the same location.
I think in the Final Four, like to make mega money, it's
because they're playing on opposite days anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like you talk about mega money, it could be like a Super Bowl type thing because they're gonna play on Friday. The boys gonna play on Monday. I mean Saturday.
Saturday.
The girls gonna play on Sunday for the chip, and the boys gonna play on Monday. You talk about like Super Bowl type extravaganza. Why separate it?
Yeah,
like
especially especially because you can use the stadium.
Yes, like you got the girls playing the first, and then you got the man. You talk about money.
Yeah, that would be crazy revenue.
Yo, NCAA, holla at me.
Hey, but think about this. you would get a whole new set of eyes.
Yes.
Because now you're combining, because why wouldn't you? Like, so if me and you was in Texas and we go into the Final Four,
Yeah.
why wouldn't we just go to the girls' game too on Friday?
Yeah.
We already in the. It's already
I'm telling you, they're
the
gonna
vibe
make
is
so
already
much
there.
money, bro. You're gonna watch the girls' games, then you're gonna watch the boys' games, then you're gonna watch the girls' championship, then you're gonna watch the boys' championship. Like, why separate it? They play on different days. I understand for the regular tournament, but for the Final Four, bro, keep it all in one place and make quadruple. Bro, you got Paige in there. You got who represent for the boy? You got Cooper Flag in there. You know what I'm saying? You got some names.
Yeah, even if, like I said, even if you don't want to use the stadium because you're afraid the girls is not going to be able to draw in the stadium, just if they're in the same city.
No,
even if they just
no. Put them in the stadium, bro, because they're gonna draw because everybody's coming to watch. It's Final Four weekend. It's Final Four weekend. You turn it into a Final Four weekend.
Final Four weekend. You turn it into a weekend.
And people are gonna come because you're gonna have deals. You're gonna have specials. You buy the boys tickets, you get 50%, whatever the case may be. However you want to do it, and figure the money out later.
You feel me? Do the dunk contest, the college dunk contest.
Do it. It'd be like that'd be extravaganza.
Yeah, dude. The whole weekend is lit. Like, so Saturday afternoon, you got the dunk contest. You got the 3-point contest, and you get the men's and women competing against each other.
Turn it into an all-star weekend, bro.
Yeah, that'd be college fire. All-star weekend.
That'd be
and
fire.
Then it conclude on that Monday night.
It's done. That'd be fire.
Yeah, that'd be. They need to come holler.
That'd be fire. Holler at me, man. I don't know who else said this, but I know I ain't heard it before. To put the girls and the boys in the same stadium, man.
We got to make sure we clip this. We're gonna try to make this go viral.
So who you got? I know you got Duke.
Come on, man. I got Duke beating Houston. And so here's how this works. I was wild, me being on Instagram. A dude made a conspiracy theory.
What'd he say?
That the last time the all number one seeds made it, the team like Florida was like real hot, right? Like they was the number one team everybody picked. That team ended up losing by 8, which was North Carolina. And then the other team, which happened to be Duke, ended up winning the national championship. So I got Duke Auburn in the chip.
Yeah.
Because SEC, they played against each other. So to me, it's a toss-up.
Yeah, it's a hit and miss. It depends on because they got that dog from the point guard from Florida, man.
Oh, Walter Clayton Jr., little light-skinned fella.
That boy been cooking.
Hey, and you know what's crazy, Beg? I was telling my boy, he's going crazy. When you watch his game, he's controlled. He knows what he wants to do. He can shoot the ball. But he'll get to the NBA and become a G League guy.
Yeah.
And it just don't make sense to me.
I think some of the stuff could be politics, though. I think because sometimes I think some of it is politics because they think the NBA is all about stature, and if you short, they and I
but
get
he ain't short. He's about 6'3", 6'4". He's a natural. He's around that.
So I think he will. The way he playing, he remind me a lot like Trae Young. His game is bigger, but it's smooth though. Like
it is.
He can get to wherever you want.
But he's 22. He older.
I know. So that's why they don't like that. They don't like that.
And that's when you looking at him, you can look at he has a mature game.
Yeah,
that's what he has.
And you can see he's cooking. When he out there, he look like he's under control. He plays with great pace, and the way he shoot that basketball, dog, it'd be like how do you get that one off? Ooh, that's tough.
And he lives for the moment, though. Because against UConn, he hit a couple of big baskets. You saw in the game against Texas Tech when them boys was trailing, he hit 2 threes during that last stretch, especially that last one he hit where he caught it off the dribble, he caught the rebound, dribbled out, turned around and splash.
And it'd be so off guard. Like you can't guard it because you don't know he's gonna shoot it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You know what? I like Duke. I'm gonna go Duke. I'm gonna go Florida.
Okay.
I think Auburn's gotta go because it's time for them to get there. But I'm gonna go Duke, Florida, and I like it.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to Duke, Florida.
Let's get them runs, baby. Let's
I'm
get
going to
them
do
runs.
Florida, man. So that's who we got, and then I got.
You know who I got?
I know you got Duke. I'm gonna pick Florida if they go, because I just want to be different, man. I don't really care too much. I'm gonna watch the games and see how it pop off this weekend. It's gonna be fun because the girls play Sunday, and Monday should be a holiday. I don't know. This should be a holiday.
Some people are on spring break.
I know, but that's what spring break should have been. It should have been the following week.
Yeah, I start spring break. I don't start till that Friday, but I ain't doing that at work nothing next week.
Yeah.
Told my kids we movies all next week.
Yeah, there it is. Movies all next week.
Next week we movies. Heading into spring break, all movies.
Movies. We just watching movies. I ain't trying to no work.
But at least, but we watch it. We gonna at least watch. We gonna watch it good. We gonna watch Freedom Writers.
Yeah.
It's a school movie. It's about an English teacher.
You gonna watch Hidden Fingers too? Hidden Figures?
Nah, that's about science. I'm an English teacher.
Nah, that's science. Oh my God, bro. Ain't no way, bro. Anyway, moving on to some drama, man. We got some true drama alert.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis. I mean, not Anthony Davis. Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards. Allegedly child support drama. I guess what's going on is that he ain't taking care of his kids. He ain't paying what he's supposed to be paying.
No, I mean, so the scoop is Anthony Edwards has 4 kids.
Wait, hold up, wait a minute.
You may want to hit the button. Hit the button.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. No disrespect for the kid. I'm just
I got you. I'm about to fill you in, man. I've been tapped into this situation. Did a little research.
4 kids, you can give him a fun flex. To have 4 kids and don't nobody know about that is some true detective work right there. That's crazy. I did not know the dude had 4. I thought he had 2 at least, but 4?
Now listen.
What other 2 at?
According to reports,
yeah,
my man got 4.
4 kids.
4 of them things, and they all within 1 year of each other.
Wow.
So he got 4 baby mamas.
Wow.
And they all like 2023, 2023, 2024, 2024. So Ant-Man was out here, but only one of the baby mamas and one of the kids he really rocking with. The other 3 he don't want no dealings with. And that's why we here. So the baby moms in question is the baby moms who has a baby by Lil Baby.
Oh. Wow.
And allegedly, because a lot of this stuff is alleged, ain't nobody really came out, but this was all on the tabloids, is that Anthony Edwards came out and said he don't want no dealings with the baby. He told her basically like, you can't have the baby because if you do, I'm not going to be around. She basically told him, I'm keeping it. Like, you can't tell me what to do. So then he tell her, I don't want no dealings.
Yeah.
And according to reports, allegedly, he paid off the whole child support of 18 years up front.
Oh. So what I'm confused. If he paid it off, you can't get no bread back, right?
Nah. So that's where a lot of the conversation is coming from, because people are like, why would you publicly tell a woman that you don't want no dealings with your child? Me personally, the way I look at it is like, it's less about the woman. To know that child is going to grow up.
Yeah.
I think it's a daughter too.
Yeah.
To know that this young girl is going to grow up and know exactly who her father is, but know that her father don't want nothing to do with her.
No,
I don't think that's cool. You feel me?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because it's like, as men, you can't sit here and be mad at this woman for keeping this child when we know what we doing. You go in there that raw doggy, what you expect to happen?
Here's my thing, and I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You made your bed, you gotta lay in it. But here's the thing too, though, dog. And I'm not taking his side because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, you know, if you got to know what you getting yourself into. I think that
And
some of
who?
these, yeah, exactly.
And
That's the most
who?
important part. I think that when you know, okay, look, we got an agreement. We do what we do. I do the deed in you. There's no baby right there. So there's actions that need to be taking place. If I promise you, they probably talked about, look, you gotta take the B, like we good, we straight, and for her to not do that part, then like again, there's nothing wrong with having a child, but at the same time, you know why you having a child. Because if it's some regular Joe Smo, you taking your plan B, you ain't about to pop out no baby just to be popping out. You know what you're doing. You trying to have a baby by him because you know he's financially stable. So
Mhm.
you trying to monopolize the situation, and then you get yourself into getting pregnant, and then you get mad because he's like, I don't want to have no diligence, no ties to you when we already talked and discussed. Look, no babies. Plan B. You already got a bag. I already took care of you. You got to keep your end of the bargain. Don't try to have a baby, like get pregnant and then try to put me under the bus and say I'm a deadbeat and I'm not taking care of my kids. Now I
Right.
understand if you like, all right, y'all rocking and then you get pregnant and then you said you wanted to keep it and all of a sudden nah. But my thing is, even though he did bust and he went raw doggy,
Yeah.
and she still had an opportunity to not go forth with
Uh,
the pregnancy process.
yeah. And Bake, I hear that.
Yeah.
But if you not out here checking your Carfax as a man and understanding who you dealing with, and you not tapping in into what's going on, and you feel me, like, so why, to me it's like, why you a little baby that work out? Like what happened there? You feel me? Because she's already shown signs of what she likes and who she want to be pregnant by.
Right.
You decided to say, I'm gonna forego the red flags of, dang, she got a baby by a little baby, they ain't even together. I'm going ahead and go on this raw dog. Nah, because you, to me, once you decide to go raw dog as a brother, you have lost all control. You lost
100%.
all
And we
control.
don't know if he went raw doggy. You know, condom could have popped. Look, we've been in some situations where you in raw
Yeah,
doggy
yeah,
and then the condom
yeah,
pop. You like, ooh, I didn't
yeah,
even know because I'm in the
yeah.
moment. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
mean, and again, if that is the scenario, then it's a different conversation.
Yeah. Now, if he
It's
just
a
went in
different,
there raw doggy, then I get your point. I'm not mad,
yeah,
but my thing is that some of these women need to take some accountability.
definitely.
You know this man is not trying to have a baby by you, but you exploiting this man because he's financially stable. If this is some random dude on the street and he end up busting in you, you like,
I don't think,
hell no, I'm taking that plan B. I don't want
yeah,
nothing to do with that. Like, no. But since
yeah,
it's who he is, you see this a money sign. And this is getting to another topic that I would think probably we can discuss later, is this whole mindset of some women, not all, but some women not wanting to go out there and make something for themselves and they just want to be baby mamas by dudes who got bread. Like, you more than just a baby mama. And I see a lot of these women out here who just want to get prego because that's their job. That's the job. That's the mission. To catch them slipping, get me prego, and then get child support. Like
hmm,
the mindset of a lot of these women, man, is crazy to me. It's like, is that what you think you are?
yeah. But I mean, but that's why as men we got to be smarter.
Right.
As men, we got to really be a lot. We can't just keep getting caught up into how bad she look, how beautiful she is, and all that kind of stuff. As men, we got to start really, you know, 90-day ruling our damn selves,
Right.
just to start really checking these Carfax,
Right.
because we know there are women out there like that,
Yeah.
especially when you got bread. You get away with it when you're a regular Joe.
Yeah.
Get away with it. They don't want no baby by you.
No.
You feel me?
No,
You
they don't.
regular. You feel me? But when you got a financial status, or when you have some kind of status, you have to be cognizant and cautious of who you decide to lay up with.
Yeah.
Because when it bites you in the ass, then what?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, and
That's
so that
sad though.
becomes
The sad part is the baby's gonna get impacted because first of all, both of you like you wanted the baby for the wrong reasons. And that's the part that makes me a little hurt is because you play this victim, but you know exactly what you're doing. And now the baby is gonna be the one that suffers. The
yeah.
baby is gonna be the one to deal with it. And now and here's the second thing. Like I get it, people mad at Anthony. I understand that because of his comments. You know, you made your bed, you got to sleep with it. But at the same time, he financially took care of his child, even though he's not in her life. He took care of her for 18 years.
He about to set. I think he's about to set a new precedent.
He gave her the bag for 18 years because at the same time, even though it takes two to have a child, she could have said, cool. You don't want it. It's cool, but she didn't do that because she know what her intentions were. Her motive, her heart wasn't pure, and it wasn't for the right things. So now you can't be mad at what you get because when you plant a seed that is not on great fruit, you're gonna get some thorns in that mud. You're gonna get a whole bunch of nonsense in that mud because you're not doing it the right way. Your intentions is not pure. And I get it. I'm not saying Anthony Edwards is some saint, but at the same time, you could have not had this baby. It wasn't no baby until you allow it to become a baby, and you only allowed it to become a baby because you knew you was trying to get that bread.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't disagree. She went on live recently, the other day, I believe, and just was like, I don't know why girls hating on me that I chose men basically with money, and y'all chose men who own Section 8.
No, see, nah.
But again, this is why you got to check your Carfax.
I hear you, but nah, bro. Look. I feel bad for this child because that's the one who's gonna get impacted the most. But she's wrong, and it's sad because her mentality is off. The fact that you have a mindset where you're not even thinking about this baby, the baby is not even important to you. Like when a baby is so sacred, and for you to be like, y'all just mad because I got two bags now. You got Lil Baby, and you got Anthony Edwards. Sad. Mm-hmm. It's sad. Some of these women need to get checked, man. They got to get checked.
Got to check your Carfax, man.
They got to get checked, man. They got to get checked. That ain't even cool. But anyway, on to some next ones. We got some comparison. Shaq versus Jokic. Who's the best center to ever play it? Who's the best to ever do it? And is Jokic considered the greatest center over all the greats like Hakeem, Wilt? Let's talk about it, man. What's your thought process on Jokic, and is he the best center you ever seen in the NBA?
Shaq had brought this up, I believe, on TNT Monday after Jokic had that 60-point triple-double.
Yeah.
And they was talking about it, and I think Candace Parker asked him, like, what would you do against Jokic? And he said he'd be Slovenian barbecue chicken.
Yo, sleep. Shaq is a fool, bro.
Because, I mean, when I'm looking at Shaq and just thinking about it, Jokic would have a lot of trouble with Shaq.
Yeah.
Just like Shaq will have a lot of trouble with Jokic. The only difference is Shaq go get Jokic in trouble, in foul trouble, to where Jokic ain't on the court as much to be as effective against Shaq.
Yeah.
Because you can't, if you decide to leave Jokic one-on-one with Shaq, he's going to punish that man.
Yeah.
And to me and you've watched, when you get physical with.
Oh, we lost him. I think he was about to say he'll be back. I think he was about to say when you get physical with Jokic is more likely to falter. We've seen the treatment when it comes to the Dwight Howard treatment. And that's what he was about to say. You can finish, dog. Jokic wasn't liking what you were saying.
No, he wasn't. They wanted to shut me out. The Slovenian network wanted to get me out of here. But he don't really like the physicality. Mm-hmm. And it's not even that Shaq can be physical on defense. It's the fact that Shaq is going to try to punish that man on offense and make him have to play defense because this era of basketball, he's not going to be able to just be guarding somebody on the perimeter or just a rim runner. He's going to be guarding somebody that can actually get the ball in that post, back it down, and try to go at you.
Yeah.
So it will be an interesting matchup because Shaq has said, they'll try to get me in more pick and rolls and pick and pop situations. So Shaq acknowledged where they would get him, but he's like, he got to guard.
Yeah.
He gonna have to guard.
Yeah.
And I think out of all the legendary centers, Shaq could be Jokic's toughest matchup because Patrick Ewing, although he was great, I don't think he really messing with Jokic.
No, I mean, but just Pat, when Pat was in his prime, like
Pat was great. That's what I'm saying.
He had that nice little fade, had the nice little turnaround. He get you a little nice little pull up, little 10-footer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's going to force Jokic into foul trouble with that same aggression that Shaq would.
I think Wilt would give him problem because Wilt is a specimen.
Yeah, Wilt was a specimen.
The physicality, his length, his athleticism.
Yeah,
I think those are the people that give Jokic the most trouble.
I feel like a Hakeem would give him problems because Hakeem can guard on defense.
Yeah,
and Hakeem can slide them pucks. Like Hakeem can really, he was a defensive animal.
I think even David Robinson will.
Ooh, David could be a problem for Jokic too.
David was strong and lean and athletic and very lengthy. He had nice reach with his arms.
He was 6'11", but I think his wingspan was like 7'4".
And he's athletic and he was fast in his prime when it came to centers. Offensively, no, I don't think. But defensively, I think he gives him a lot of trouble.
What about Alonzo Mourning?
That's another one because you're talking about some center. See, now here's the thing with Jokic, and there's no disrespect to his game. Yeah. No disrespect to his game because we're gonna get into this era talk. The one thing about Jokic is that there's not a lot of skilled centers in the league right now. No, there's only probably two.
I mean, you would say Karl Anthony Towns?
No, he's not a center. He's like a power forward. I don't even give him center. He don't even like to play in the post like that. No disrespect to him. I'm just calling a spade. I think Sengun, and Embiid, and then Jokic. Those are the top three right now. And everybody else, no disrespect to Brook Lopez, but he's a center.
He's a perimeter guy. He's a perimeter guy.
He's a center, but he plays more perimeter. But
the young Brook was
he was nice. Young Brook was nice. He was like that. That's what I'm saying.
Young Brook was a post
old
guy.
Brook, he could give him some trouble. Don't get me wrong. He could give him some trouble. But I'm talking about people that's gonna really
on that block.
Yeah. And I truly feel like those are the only two skilled centers or three skilled centers in the game, right? And Sabonis, but he's a power forward. He's not real center. He's
more of a forward. Yeah,
he's more of a forward.
Than he is a five. Just like AD is more of a forward.
He's a forward than a five. You get what I'm saying? But the three skilled centers are those three. Back in the day, there was a lot of centers, like skilled centers. Center. Like that was a real position.
That was.
Like for real. It was a real position.
Remember back in the day, it was inside out basketball.
Exactly. And so like with Jokic, like I think he get Shaq on the perimeter and get him moving. That's how he gets Shaq.
What about a guy like Sabonis, Arvydas Sabonis, big father Sabonis? Because Arvydas Sabonis was a lot like a Jokic.
Yeah, he was.
But
he was Jokic
different.
Before Jokic.
He was Jokic because if you really if you talk to the old heads, if Arvydas Sabonis would have came to America early on in his career instead of late, they said he would have been a real problem for people early on. He didn't come to the NBA till later on in like his 30s.
Right.
Instead of like late 20s.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I truly believe that I don't think Jokic would be as dominant as he is.
Ooh, I think he would be.
I don't think so because when I've seen Jokic struggle, and it was against an older Dwight Howard. And I get it. He was young, but his Achilles heel is physicality and big physicality people. But see, there's not a lot of big physicality folks that play center. So he gets to dominate. You talking about Shaq. You talking about a big dog. You talk about Wilt. You talking about some big dudes, athletic. You talking about Akeem, athletic, lengthy, long, like that. Like you all that because you got to remember, Jokic is strong, but his game is a lot slowed down, and the way he gets the most people easy bullies him. He bullies him, and then if he can't, he shoot the. But now you got to think about it. It's a 7'3", 7-footer jumping, putting the hand in your face. It's gonna be a little bit tough. They may even get some blocks on you like that.
Yeah, I would love to see Jokic versus Tim Duncan.
Well, that's a.
I know, but I'm just saying. But Duncan
Duncan's
played
one of the best. He's a great post defender too.
He's a great post defender. You feel me?
Like, you know what I think would have gave. You know what I gave some problems? Dennis Rodman.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think he's too small.
But he's strong.
He feisty, but I think he's too small.
Dennis is
but
strong.
Dennis would have gave him problems because
Dennis is
like
strong.
when I look at Dennis, I'm looking at like Draymond.
Yeah, but he's a
Jokic destroys Draymond.
No, but Dennis is he's strong.
If I was to go that route, I would probably go Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace can give him some trouble.
Because Ben is strong and hella athletic.
Not offensively, but for sure defensively. Because
he's hella strong and extremely athletic too.
Yeah. You know what I like to see? Kevin Garnett versus Jokic.
I think he bullies KG. Not like bully, but I think he makes it tough on KG, just like KG will make it tough on him on the other end.
I think that'd be a great matchup.
Because KG talking to him.
Yeah.
That's the difference. KG talking to him.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think mentally we've seen Jokic, like he's a great, like one of the best. One of the best I've seen. But I do want it to be honest though. He's the best in this era where centers are not really dominant. It's only three of them.
There's no centers.
There's no centers. So he looks really great because, and there's no knock to him. It's not his fault. It's just the times right now. He looks so great, but it's only so few. You get what I'm saying? Out of the 400 or 500 people that play in the NBA, there's only 3 skilled centers that's like that. You know what I'm saying? Most of them are more like one-dimensional. They do some certain things, or they don't have the full package, or whatever the case may be. But the 3 centers is Embiid, Sengun, and Jokic. Like those are the people that are, and so he's dominating everybody else because there's nobody else that can guard him like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, not no true centers.
No true centers. He's
like I said, it's when you look at the history of NBA, that 5 position was real.
That's what I'm saying.
You had people like Dikembe Mutombo, God rest his soul, that was a force on defense.
Yeah. Offensively, they wouldn't give him no problems, but defensively,
that's why Shaq would be the toughest guard, because Shaq, and I would say Hakeem, because Hakeem was good in that post. Hakeem had real post work.
For the guard, yes, but for defense, the way the Nuggets play, they'll put Shaq moving, and Shaq don't like moving.
No,
that was his Achilles heel when you got Shaq moving. So
he would give Shaq admitted that.
Yeah, he'll get that boy Shaq going lateral. Oh nah, boy be tired. He probably, because when Shaq tired, the offense look different when he tired, dog. It's different when he tired.
But what about young Shaq, Orlando Shaq? That was a tad bit more agile.
He was agile, but you got to remember, he was strong and athletic. But now, Jokic is a big boy.
He is.
He's a big boy. So now the younger Shaq gives up weight. So that
matchup I just thought of?
What?
Jokic Yao Ming.
Oh, he had torched Yao Ming.
Torching Ming?
Yeah.
Yao Ming was a problem.
He was cool. He was soft though. He was. No disrespect. That's why they never won nothing. He was soft.
Yeah, he kept running to the Lakers.
He was soft. You can't look. If you the guy, you gotta beat the guy. You never beat the guy. Not once.
He beat the Lakers. He beat the Shaq Lakers, or he beat Kobe's Lakers.
So it's okay. Some people, I don't know. He was all right, but he was good, but he wasn't like.
So we didn't talk about the GOAT though, Kareem.
You know what? I think he give Kareem some problems because Kareem is is a great
Slender.
He's slender. I think he would have gave Kareem on offense. I think Kareem would have got him with the hook. You know, it was no
Yeah,
stopping
yeah.
it. But
Nobody can stop it.
I think that Jokic would have had that boy. I'm just saying, Jokic is a big boy, dog. I ain't gonna front. Jokic is a big boy, dog. He's a big dude. He like
dude.
even
Jokic
though he
got
gets
no-
tired, he gets you tired too. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just saying, I feel like Kareem would give him some buckets. I'm talking about dual threat wise.
It's only Shaq.
I don't know.
Hakeem is Shaq.
I think Hakeem probably dual threat.
Because Hakeem really had a post game
Yeah,
too.
Hakeem probably for sure.
I think it's, to me, the
Hakeem.
only two people that I would really say Jokic would have the most problems with, because he would have to legitimately play both ends, would be Shaq and Hakeem.
Yeah.
I feel like with everybody else, it ain't too much worry, because everybody game ain't that crisp on both sides as far as, to me, Hakeem. Because Hakeem, he couldn't get past Hakeem as far as speed wise.
I think Wilt too.
Hakeem,
I think Wilt would give him some problems.
and Wilt. Okay, we'll go Wilt, Hakeem, and Shaq.
Wilt Chamberlain was a dog, and he was lengthy.
Yeah,
and he was strong.
7'2",
and he was strong.
7'1" ish.
So I think he'd give Jokic some trouble on both ends.
Yeah,
I think that'd be his toughest guard, to be honest with you.
Wilt.
Yeah, because
Wilt can run too.
Yeah, Wilt was very athletic, and he's strong, and he's tall, and he can block shots. And so Jokic was gonna have a tough night.
Tough night.
He was gonna have a tough night.
Yeah, because he was gonna have a tough night. Then Wilt was gonna get out there.
Because I think even when they played, when they had Embiid in them, you know what I mean.
They never get a chance to play against each other, man. I'm
saying in the Olympics.
Oh, Olympics. Oh yeah, that was a matchup.
And he didn't, and it was tough. It was tough. And you talking about Embiid, who's not always healthy.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying.
And
so
Embiid
where
would give him problems too if he was ever healthy.
So where do you rank him?
As far as my top centers of all time?
Yeah, top centers. Where are you putting them?
Currently?
Yeah.
Because he needs some more hardware as far as championships. And we're going to talk about that too.
Yeah.
I would have to put him 4. But he can move up the list.
Who's your 3?
I got Kareem, Shaq, Hakeem, Jokic.
I ain't mad at that. That's not bad. Eh?
Only because I know how good Wilt was, but I never got to see Wilt play.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to see Kareem play, but I feel like his highlights and his accomplishments, you just can't ignore a person scoring 38,000 points. Like you just certain things you be like, you feel me? So
Jokic up there,
but he can move up past Hakeem if he can get another ring.
That's gonna be tough. I don't know. They don't look like they're going in that trajectory to get another ring. I don't know.
Not this year.
It's crazy. Like you would thought, everybody thought they was gonna be the king of the West because they won, and then they just been, I don't know. It's just not. It's not panning out, and a lot of it is due to injuries and things like that. I ain't mad at Jokic being number 4. He's a great guy, great, one of the best to do it all around. I just don't. I don't know. It's hard to put him into the number 1 because he don't play defense like that.
Yeah, I feel like he's the most skilled.
Yeah, skilled.
He's, to me, the most skilled. Big
one
man
of the most skilled.
Nah,
I wouldn't say because you got. I think Hakeem Olajuwon is one of the most skilled big men of all.
Yeah, but when I'm saying skilled, just the simple fact of being able to play at all 3 levels. He can shoot the 3.
Hakeem can shoot the 3, but he was
can shoot the 3.
But you know, I can't look. I give you that because he can shoot better. But Hakeem was just a dominant specimen. Like his post work is by far one of the most elitist post footwork ever in the NBA. Yeah. Like people went to him to work on a post game. Everybody went to this man because he was the standard. And so I give you if you want to go 3-point shooting, but I'm just talking about all around move, athleticism, what he can do, his post work, his skill set.
But that's what I'm saying. With the skill set, also his ability to see the court and pass the ball.
Don't get it twisted. Hakeem can pass the ball.
Yeah, but he not. I don't know.
Hakeem
I,
was
because like I said, Hakeem, but you wasn't. Although again, it's a different NBA, but Jokic is running the one. They
yeah
getting the rebound and outletting it to Jokic, and he's bringing up the court. You know, like
because you got like you said we're gonna get into it. The errors are different. Ain't no damn
yeah,
way you gonna let no center run up the court, bro. The center, where you at? Where you at, dog? Hey, come here. Where you at? Come get this. Come. Yep. You get it out my head, dog. Nowadays, centers be out there. You be like, what are you doing? Give the ball up.
nah,
It's
man,
not supposed to go to you.
nah, man, nah. This is new NBA. We
Yeah,
trying. We
yeah.
any
It's
whoever grabbed
wild.
the rebound can
Yeah,
push it up
they
the
can push
court.
up foot. So I ain't mad at that. Now let's get into the debate at hand. Let me see. Is this the right one? Let me see. Which one is this one? Battles of the era. This whole battle of era of which era is better. You couldn't play in this era. They couldn't play in that era. This era is soft. That era was just this and that. How do you
They
feel
only
about this?
fouled.
How you feel
It's
about
it's
this era, man?
it's an interesting conversation because this week I've heard two of the craziest comments I've ever heard.
Let me hear.
I heard Draymond say, "Ain't no reason to give respect to the old heads, but just because they feel like they deserve it." I'm like, damn. And then Stephen A. Smith came out and said he spoke to some old heads, and the old head said that Steph Curry would only average around 17 points if he played in their era. It's like, I said, do y'all not know who that is? Like,
Yo, this is crazy.
you feel me? So it's just you to hear two separate people from two separate eras have these conversations. It's interesting. I think to me, it's a both eras got a right to something.
Yeah.
I think where this era is not where the older era will question this era is the lack of, to me, competitiveness, the lack of appreciation for what they actually had to go through to be great. This era, y'all planes are better. Y'all medicine's better. Like the evolution of basketball is
Yeah.
better. And it's not to knock what they have, but it's like the evolution of basketball. So when you watching the older era and these dudes is playing 82 games with all the back-to-backs, with the travel not being the same, with the medicine not being that, it's like that's where the respect has to come in at. It ain't necessarily always just about the basketball skill. It's about what they endured to make basketball what it was.
Yeah.
It took David Stern and Magic and Bird basically kind of saved it with what they did. But just that time of basketball through the 80s and through the 90s and what it looked like and the things they had to deal with in their own right, that to me is where the respect comes from. That whole like these players really didn't like each other. Like it wasn't us being friendly. Like they didn't become cool until the season was like until they retired because it was like I could never just allow you to get one up on me. Did they have respectful relationships? Yeah. Did Charles Barkley and Jordan go golf and gamble together? Sure. But they still wanted to kill each other. And to me, a lot of this era don't have that. Like we don't. What rivalry right now can we say is going on? So it's like, oh, it's much watch TV.
Um, I don't know.
Like,
I feel like certain games they like. I don't know. Last night game between the Lakers and the Warriors was intense.
because we're looking. The reason why bake is because it's Steph and LeBron, and they've played against each other so much, and
I just
they're
think,
the
yeah, I think for certain people, certain games, people get up for. I think that certain teams people get up for. Like, oh, we about to play Boston. It's different.
yeah.
Oh, we about
But
to
it,
play
but,
the
it's, but
Warriors.
we
It's
don't
different.
have that. We don't have that like the Bulls when the Knicks played, even in the regular season, where it was like
Yeah, because
it
they're
ain't.
not good. I mean, the Knicks.
No,
The
I'm
Bulls,
just
yeah.
saying like we don't have enough. It's smoke rivalries, no matter what. Like even the early 2000s with the Lakers and the Kings. Like even though the Kings never won, it was smoke between those teams. You feel me? Like
Because they played a lot. They played in the playoffs a lot, and it was like it felt some type of way because the Lakers were always kicking them out the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And here's the thing with those rivalries, and it's like the difference between NBA and NFL sometimes, and you see it more in the NFL is those rivalries become more prestigious because of the teams, and those teams are usually always good, right? Like when the Kings was good, it was a rivalry, right? Last year, it started to become a rivalry between the Kings and the Warriors for a little
and
bit,
that
but
lasted,
and then it
and it
didn't
was
last
over.
because they're not good. You get what I'm saying? The rivalries only become rivalries because you continue to play them often. You know what I'm saying? And you see them often, and then it becomes a record. Like I'm 5-5 or 5-0 against you. I'm 3-0 against you. Like in football, you see the rivalry between Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen.
And
Josh ain't
Josh
never
Allen
beat. Then it's
not in
rivalry
the
between
playoffs.
you.
He can't beat him in the playoffs, but he always beat him in
In
the
the regular
regular
season,
season.
then you got Joe Burrow. You get what I'm saying? How the rivalries
hmm
is in the NBA. I think there are rivalries. It's just the teams are not always good, so it doesn't create that aura and that atmosphere. Like, ooh, such
But do
and
you
such playing.
but do you think that also plays in the fact that everybody cool?
I ain't getting caught up in that. I like because even remember when I don't think they cool when they on the floor. They trying to do what they trying to do. After the game, they cool. It's like, hey man, we chilling. It's a different era. And even back in the day, like when people played on the floor, it was like I'm trying to beat you. Then after, where we going to drink, where we going to hang out. You know, Mike was out in the club and he was doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? On the court, it was like I'm killing you. But off the court, hey man, we're gonna play some cards. We're gonna go. You know what I'm saying? There's so many stories about Mike playing cards after games and hanging out
Yeah.
and whatever. So I think that's just the it's an organization. It's the fraternity of being in the NBA. I don't think it's like what people make it because I do feel like in the playoffs when it's certain teams playing against each other, it becomes like, nah, I'm trying to beat you. I'm trying to beat. But sometimes I think right now it's just certain people they like we can't beat these niggas. Like it's just like we trying to beat you, but
Yeah.
we can't beat you. You know
But
what I'm
but that's
saying?
what I'm saying. And that's why it's like with me, like, for example, last night I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
Uh, Draymond and Brian, like they boys, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And it's like Draymond did something. Draymond hit a three, and then LeBron hit a three right back at him. But it's a close game. And then when LeBron hit the three, he looked at Draymond and he started like smiling at him. And I'm like right now, I don't need that, Bron. And it's not just a Bron thing because I'm just using that example because it happened last night.
Yeah.
But I see even when dudes like are competitive and they cool, it's like they still cool. And I don't like that. Like it's a to me, it's a time and a place for everything. And to me, when I'm looking at the NBA, everybody gets smoked with like somebody that don't matter. You feel me? Like you getting into it with the eighth man on the bench ain't the same with you getting into it with the starter that's got to be there. That's why personally, I got a lot of respect to Dylan Brooks because he mad annoying, but he don't like nobody. Dylan Brooks ain't out here trying to be nobody friend.
And that's
Dylan
good.
Brooks ain't
I
and
think
Dylan Brooks ain't out here trying to get nobody autograph. He don't want none of that. And like that's the basketball I like to see. Like we cannot like each other for 100 some odd games. And then when the summer hit, yeah, baby, man, let's how the
Man,
family,
first
how
of
the
all,
kids.
look, I'm gonna tell you this. Ain't nobody not liking somebody for 100 some odd game. It's only when the game is going. After the game, niggas is chilling.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I'm
That's what
saying?
I'm saying. Like in
I
that
just think
moment,
here's the thing. I think for certain people, you know, it's like it ain't playoffs right now. I want to kill you. You know what I'm saying? I saw LeBron turn, and then it was like we losing now. We down by 10. Like now it's like because he went into killer mode. He went into let's go. Let's try to get back in this game because it was about to get out of hand. It almost looked like Lakers about to get dogged. And then he went into that mode like he was like, come on. Like, all right, let me push the intensity. Let me get these boys going. And again, with the Draymond thing, they was going back and forth for a little bit. And then after a while, it's like 1 minute left. Nigga, we down by 10. Nigga, we ain't winning. Like,
No,
because
I mean,
you get what I'm saying?
that game was a little interesting.
It was a little, but in the heat of it, it wasn't no laughing at first. It was like, nigga, you don't think I could do that? Gave you a 3-piece right there. We down by. It was just like after a while, you're like, all right, nigga, we ain't playing no defense. Because I think the Lakers last night, they tried to turn it on too late. And
I'm gonna disagree. What I'm gonna say is the Warriors did a great job of answering every Laker run in the second half.
But here's the thing though, even with the runs, the intensity of the Lakers was different in the second half than it was in the first. Very ISO ball, ISO centric.
It was down 13 in the first half. I thought they played better the second.
No, that's what I'm saying. In the second half, the intensity was different. The sense of urgency was there. In the first half, turnovers, bad shots, no movement, ISO, your turn, my turn. Stuff that get the Lakers in trouble all the time. Here, Luka.
Every time.
Do your thing, Luka. Try to get it going, Luka. No.
Do your thing, LeBron.
Yep.
Try
to get it going. No ball movement, no flow. And it's easy to guard them when they play like that. And then they wanted to try to give it to their shooters who had an awful game because they wasn't in rhythm. They had no rhythm. And when a shooter gets in the rhythm, they know they're getting the ball early. You get what I'm saying? And the fact that Lakers, I'm going to tell you right now, this whole pick and choosing of when you want to play defense and when you not want to play defense, it's going to bite you in the butt in the playoffs. And y'all got to turn it up all points. Because them Warriors, they was playing intense for the whole game. They came in there ready to steal that game. The Lakers came in there like, we should win. We got Luka, we got LeBron, we got AR. No, these niggas coming in here like we trying to snatch your chain, dog. And so I do believe in certain moments, in certain games, certain people play with different intensity than others, like a Dylan Brooks, like a Jimmy Butler, like the Steph Curry. Like they're in kill mode. It's like, look, we trying to make the playoff. We trying to get out of this playing. And I think for certain people, the sense of urgency not there. But best believe, playoffs is gonna get crazy. The playoffs always get me because it's the intensity is there, the energy is there. Now the rivalries, the reason why those are rivalries because you know back in the day, Mike was always gonna play Mike was always gonna play the Knicks. Mike was always gonna play Indiana. Mike was always gonna play the Detroit Pistons. Mike was always gonna play the Boston Celtics. Those made it rivalries. In the East, you know what I'm saying? It's always a different team in the East. In the West, we starting to see more consistency, and that's why you're starting to see more rivalries in the West.
Like the Lakers, Nuggets,
right?
Even though the Nuggets been winning, but like I told my boy, the Lakers took a championship from the Nuggets in the bubble.
Right.
Then the Nuggets came back and took a championship away from the Lakers just a year ago, and both teams ended up winning. So now when they're playing and they get a playoff matchup, it adds a little bit more juice. You feel me? We need, like you said, I think you really hit the nail on the head. Teams have to stay consistently good, and those teams have to play each other more often.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where we can create more of these rivalries where the smoke is real because it's like, I'm tired of your ass. I'm tired of seeing you. I'm tired of playing against you, whether it's regular season and or postseason. And that's what we really got to get back to. But it starts with, like you said, it starts with teams being consistently good. But then on the flip side, if teams are consistently good, then everybody at the bottom is going to be consistently at the bottom.
Right.
So then that ain't create no real parity in the league. So it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
That's why I think we have to get back to it's more chirping. It's more.
I see that
chippiness.
now, though. I do see that more often.
We need more chirping. We need more chippiness. We don't need nobody fighting and doing all that because ain't nobody really gonna fight.
Yeah.
But we need more like, talking. We need that. People got to, all these things is being caught on mic. I like that now, but we need more of that.
Here's my thing about the eras. The eras is different because the hunger is different. Back in the day,
they really had to feed their family.
They had to feed their family. Them contracts wasn't hitting like they are now. There wasn't no $200 million, $300 million contracts. And it was not in the era of social media. It was a word of mouth era. Like, to be great, you had to really be great at what you do. Because nobody would have heard of you. You only had a few opportunities to really dominate. Now we're in the era where if I make a highlight tape and I do some things, it can go viral, and then everybody can put their eyes on me and be like, who is this kid? I ain't never heard of this dude. And I think that's what's hurting this era is there's more technology access. There's less hunger, right? Everybody's is not hungry for the process for the right reasons. They're hungry for the process for status. Like back in the day, them dudes was hoopers. Now hoopers in this day are celebrity figures. Like they're more celebrity figures first, hooping second. They still want to hoop. They still hoop. You know, they love hoop.
Yeah.
But they so caught up in the nightlife. They so caught up in the popularity. They so caught up in those things, and I think that takes away from that hunger of it. When I look, let me tell you something. Let me ask you something. Let me be honest. How you gonna be mad, man? I'm getting paid $300-something million. Like, it's a different. Like I gotta be.
Yeah.
It's
no
hard
reason
for
to be
me to really be tripping in a regular season game at that, to be like, man,
really in life
in general too, right? Like, how do I be mad? Bro, I'm getting paid $300 million in my contract. I don't even know how much that's a game. Let's just say that's $1 million a game. Every game I play, I just made $1 million, dog. I'm playing, but dog, that's $1 million. Like, that's bread. Like, I don't know if you got that same hunger, because them back in the day, people, they didn't make them contracts. They were trying to stay on teams.
You got to think about it. Magic signed a 25-year, $25 million contract.
Bro, you know how crazy that is? Third string players is making $25 million in 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's the difference is the hunger is different because money's different. The world is different. So that's why I always say it's hard to bring the old to the new, because they not eating the same way.
Yeah.
I like in high school, now you got people getting bags. In college used to be more, but now they getting bags. It's like the hunger of the game is different because money's different, status is different, and now you can get exposure not even being good. Just doing a couple things right, and then you can go viral, and then people looking at you, and then you get an opportunity to play, and the skill is different. A lot of people not putting in the time for this. That's why the people that like LeBron is able to be at 40 years old and still be skillful in this game. People like Steph Curry, skillful. SGA, skillful. Skillful players stand out. They stand out. You can see Jokic, skillful. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant, Luka, skillful. Yeah. The skilled players stand out. And there's no way in hell these up and coming young folks ain't but I think you're starting to see a little bit of shift. You're seeing certain teams, certain cultures, but it's gonna be tough, man.
But I think back to that last thing you said. The eras, the back of the day eras, teams had an identity.
Yeah.
Teams had a culture. This NBA, everybody looked the same.
Yeah.
Because everybody doing the same thing.
You want to know why?
Shooting threes and pick and roll.
Because
ain't nobody got. There's no
analytic basketball.
You said
That's
what
we're in right now. We're in the analytical era, and I think analytical era is killing the origin of basketball. Because back in the day, like you said, everybody had their own chemistry, their own sort of like
style. You knew
everybody played different.
Yeah,
Utah Jazz pick and roll. They're gonna kill you on the pick and roll all day.
And that's what you knew
all day.
The Bulls was a triangle.
They had their identity, bro.
Yeah.
Knicks rugged, ISO. what's my man Starks? What's his first
Yeah,
name?
John Starks.
John Starks.
Ewing,
Yeah,
Anthony Mason,
more
Oakley.
ISO ball a little bit.
Yeah.
Give it to the big inside out type work.
Mm-hmm.
Miami Heat.
You had
Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning.
Alonzo Mourning. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? PJ Brown. They
you had
identities.
It was the running gun, like with the Supersonics with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. They was the first Lob City.
Yep.
You feel me? They was the first Lob City, and you just had teams. You even had like the old school Warriors would run TMC with Tim Hardaway and Sprewell and Mullen and how they did things. And you had the Barkley Suns, and you had the Rockets with Hakeem and how they did stuff. So like you said, like now it's like different. When we watching basketball, we know exactly what everybody about to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everybody about to be trying to sit, pick and roll, ISO, and shoot threes.
Because
that's
it's
all
an
it is.
Analytical era. That's why we don't have no big man. No big man is because we don't play through the big man no more.
No, the big man got to shoot, because if you can't shoot, you ain't spacing the floor, and because you ain't spacing the floor, you ain't doing us no good.
Yeah. So the game is, and I don't know if we'll ever get to that, because again, it's just so different, and I think that's why they trying to figure out how to continue to make more money and stay relevant. And I just think nowadays, man, people don't even watch full basketball games no more, dog.
Ain't no reason to, unless you're really a fan of a team.
You get what I'm saying? But even now, even if it was, people don't watch a lot of full sports games because they watch the highlights. Bro, you pay attention when you watch the Super Bowl. Look how many people on their phones rather than watching the game.
You talking about like at a party, or
I'm just saying in general. When you at a party, when you at a function, bro. When we used to have Super Bowl parties, you wasn't on the phone. Everybody was locked in. It was like fight night when it was Super Bowl. You go to a Super Bowl party now?
Oh yeah, everybody everywhere doing something different.
What you doing? Hey, what's up, dog? That's great. The culture is different, bro. And so it's just different times, man. But to get to my point, I don't think no era is better than the other era. I just think we're just in eras evolve. And I think the game has evolved. And it's sad that there's no respect given. They call this era soft because back in the day, people got mumbled and dumbled and they was getting fouled. But when they was getting fouled, they was complaining about getting fouled. I mean, like, they said this ain't even basketball right now, dog. We playing football on a court, dog. And so that's why the game changed. Because it was getting too crazy. People was getting smacked in the face. Things wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
All they got to do to me, babe, I feel like they need to bring back hand checking. And there's been talks about bringing that back. Because with a hand checking, it's going to change defense, and it's not going to be as open as it is now. Because like people say, like, you know, the older cats will say, like, you as a point guard, you have to play with your back to the basket, because the defender can control where you go, versus now can't nobody touch you.
Yeah. I don't know if they want that, because they don't want defense. They want offense. They want a little bit of defense, but they want a whole lot of offense. They want to see the ball go in the hole. That's what they want.
Yeah, but in the 1980s, you can go look at it statistically. Teams were scoring at a high clip during that same era.
I know, but
so it can be done.
It can, but I don't think they want it though. I'm just telling you, that's why they changed the rules.
Because in the 80s, teams was running just like they are now. The Showtime Lakers was running without the 3-point shot.
I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just telling you the league, like in sports in general, they want more offense stuff. They want people to get excited for people making threes. They want people to get excited for dunks. People get excited. That's why they don't want to see mid-range, because mid-range is in lane like, oh, that's a midi. But when you see a shoot three, boom, boom, ooh, we got dunk. That's threes and dunks. Crossover, threes and dunks. That's bro, you go to a high school game. Watch what they go crazy over. Boom! It's not over no mid-range. It's over a dunk, a crossover, and a three. You know, so At the end of the day, man, era is an era, and I respect all eras. It's like respecting people before us. They paid homage. They paved the way to give us opportunities where we can make $300 million a year, where we can make all this buco money, where we can have some kind of identity off the court. I just think a lot of these kids don't have identity on the court. But you see the people that's really about their craft. SGA is one of them dogs. I love SGA. Just what he does. He's one of them dogs, like on both sides of the floor. You see the people who really want to be great and want to get better. And you're gonna see it in the playoffs. I think this playoffs is gonna be crazy. I think that's the last topic we talking about. That was all, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's it. The one thing I do want to touch on before we get up out of here, Ja Morant. I didn't put the topic on. Bow. How do you feel, real quick, before we wrap up? No wrestling today because the wrestling is still going on. We bring it back for show next week as we get closer and closer to WrestleMania. What's your thoughts on Ja in the?
I feel like because Jay Williams tweeted out Dalton Connect kind of doing a little pow thing. I feel like, unfortunately for Ja, you can't do it, bro. That's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate because you've been in trouble about this for real. You feel me? So because you decided to, make bad choices, and as a young man, we make choices and we got to live with the results of these choices. You can't do that kind of stuff. You feel me? It's no different than being the dude who in a relationship who got caught cheating. You can't no longer go hang out with the homies like you used to, bro. I'm sorry. Everybody else can hang out. Man, but he hanging out and he married and he hanging out and he married. Yeah, but I ain't get caught cheating like you did. So, so you can't come hang out. You can't do the same thing everybody else doing because you got in trouble for doing that. Yeah. Because if you had never did that or got in trouble for doing it, would nobody be saying nothing? It'd just be a fun gesture. But you got in trouble. So you gotta move on.
I hear you. If the league don't like it when somebody do it, even though they got in trouble, then do away with it in general.
Don't do that. Don't punish me because little shooter over here.
No. Hold on. Because here's the thing. This is what makes it difficult. If it's because I got a gun or I'm getting caught with a gun and I do the gun gesture, but then you allowing everybody else to do the gun gesture, what are we doing? What are we okay with the gesture, the shooting? What do we like?
Okay with it.
So if the NBA don't like it and it's not portraying the best image, remove it from the game in general. Because you can't start letting, he ain't never had no gun stuff, so it's okay for him to shoot. But you had a gun stuff, so you can't shoot.
But the term, you got to think about it. Everything shooting related is shooting related. He got a clip. Like,
I like what Melo did, but even that was.
It was a 3. Boom. 3 shots.
That's crazy.
You feel me? And the
like
boom.
That's cool. You can point to the veins. People do that.
Feel me? Like, but I mean.
I don't think nobody should be able to do this.
But if you bring out the gun,
I don't think you should be doing it. I don't.
That's 3 right there.
I don't think nobody should do the gun gesture. If you're trying to get this out of your league, you can't let brothers
shooters bake. Shooters shoot. I can't be mad at the moniker.
But I'm saying though, if your goal is we don't want this to be promoted.
No, we don't want Ja Morant doing it because Ja Morant got in trouble with guns.
So just because the other people ain't getting in trouble don't mean they ain't
got nothing to do with other people. I ain't get caught cheating. He did. So don't sit here and I can still go hang out and have fun. He can't. He in trouble. Not me. Don't try to punish me because he in
my opinion, look, I don't think here's the thing. I think there's a part of look. There's the street life is still in him. It is what it is. Um, he made his mistakes. It is what it is. He got to live with that. It's one of those things that I was talking about earlier to somebody. I was saying we as people we take advantage of God's grace, where we like God. If you fix this, if you make this better, if you take this away, I promise
I
I
won't
ain't
do it
gonna.
again. I ain't
And
going
then
back.
once we get back to, for a little bit, we feel some type of way, and then after a while, the old habits start to creep back in because you haven't worked on you yet. You haven't worked on your mindset. You haven't transformed your thoughts. You haven't transferred your actions, and so that's why it's so easy to go back to that lifestyle because it's still comfortable for you. And I understand Ja was like probably gonna be like, well, they doing it, so we good. That's the NBA thing, but at the end of the day, your walk got to be different. You know what I mean? I still think the NBA should do away with gun shooting because if you can't promote something and then get mad if it leads to somebody getting hurt outside, and then people start thinking, oh, we imagine. I'm gonna leave it at this. Imagine if the kid watched the game and be like, you know what I'm saying? They go and play a high school basketball, shoot one, and go like, and somebody like, oh, okay, and then that kid get killed because he did a gun gesture based off his favorite basketball dude. Somebody took it the wrong way, and then that man or a young lady end up getting popped and killed, taking life, and we promoting the wrong things.
But I feel like I hear you, and I feel like yeah, but I feel like that's the extreme because in a basketball context, shooting is a part of it. He has a sniper. That's a rifle. So all the terms are gun related when it comes to shooter shooting. He's pulling from deep range. He's shooting from, like all the terms are within the confines of how we describe shooting. That's the word in itself is two different. Oh, damn. Words.
He didn't messed up his mic. The mic didn't
I'm
turn up.
back. I'm back.
Yeah.
The word in itself holds terms. There's shoot to kill, and there's shooting a basketball or whatever the case is.
Let me
So
ask you
it's like,
something. In the era back, did they do the gun shooting?
what you mean?
In the eras back in the day, was
I
they
don't.
was
Well,
they
in
gun
the eras,
gesture?
they didn't celebrate like how it is now. There was no true showmanship in those eras.
Man, Mike would
Now
say Mike
it's
would be like,
yeah, but that right there. But again, there was no real showmanship. Like now, the most showmanship people got was when they got dunked on. But now the getting dunked on is you shooting a three because everybody got 3-point celebrations and all that kind of stuff now. You feel me?
yeah,
So that's why like I said, it's an interesting thing. I think Ja Morant, it's unfortunate. Like I said,
yeah,
it's unfortunate. You can't go hang out with the fellas that you got caught cheating. You did that. You didn't get caught cheating. You can go hang out with the fellas. But
yeah,
now your wife got to go with you everywhere.
yeah,
You got to be monitored. You lost that right to just live a good life and do what everybody else doing on the playground.
yeah.
You can't, buddy.
Nah, I feel it. But anyway, man, I feel bad for my man John because I feel like now he got that target on his back and everything he do is under gonna be on a microscope.
It
The
is.
good thing is he ain't been in trouble.
He ain't.
So
He been hurt, but he ain't been in
yeah, he
trouble.
ain't been in trouble. And the crazy part about it is he been shadow banned low key because he's been playing some good basketball this year, but he ain't getting the same light. He ain't getting the same love that he once was getting. Before the whole gun thing, because he was the guy. He was supposed to be the
He was
next
about to be
guy.
the face.
He was supposed to be the face. The kids doing the gritty and everything, and then it got grittied up. So I don't know. That maybe we say that for another topic for another day. Who's gonna be the face of the NBA? Because we don't know who is, and we don't know who gonna get the keys. Because I don't know if these young kids want the keys, and I don't know if they ready for the keys. Like to be the face. First it was gonna be Anthony Edwards. Now we got the some drama with the baby mamas and stuff, and then you got Ja. And then you had Zion, but Zion can't stay healthy. It's like, bruh, you want Jason Tatum to be it, but I don't know. Jason
They
Tatum
really
just,
don't want Jason Tatum to be it.
you
They
know,
just for some reason don't like Jason.
they-
But before we get out of here, I want to give a shout out to two legends. I want to give a shout out to Melo. going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he did. Shout
That
out
just
to
got
Melo.
announced, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Melo going to Hall of Fame, man. That's so well deserved.
Yeah.
As the funny thing is we're old enough to say, man, we watched that man whole career.
Yeah, he did.
You feel me? And I'm old enough to be able to really say, like, I watched Melo play basketball. It wasn't like I was like 4, like I got the accent to really watch him.
He was a hoop. One of the best ISO players to play this game.
One of the best offensive top 5 bucket getters ever to play this game.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion.
Yeah.
And then also shout out to Dwight Howard, because I know we mentioned him early on. Dwight Howard also got his call. Dwight Howard's going to Hall of Fame this year. And it's crazy that Dwight Howard is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but wasn't a top 75 player. Like, the people who did that still deserve to be slapped.
It's politics, man. It's some politicking going on, dog. I keep telling you that, man. The game is different. I feel like politics was back in the day, but it's more than ever in today's world. But anyway, man, another show is under the books. Friday edition. We'll bring back some WWE next week. Y'all know the vibes, man. It's another edition of Talk That Talk podcast, man. We love you. We appreciate you. It's where sports and culture and wrestling collides, man. Y'all have an amazing week, man. For the people that's about to get on spring break, enjoy your spring break. For the people that got another week until spring break, y'all better wait another week. But we love you. We appreciate you. And until next time,
yes, sir.
Always remember to talk that